Hi, and welcome to the podcast. So we are the Heartbeat of Bartlett podcast series, and I'm Terry McLendon with the Bartlett Chamber of Commerce, and this is Maria, my co-host. I'm going to let her introduce herself. She is with First South, I will tell you that, and they are the sponsors, and they underwrite this program. We appreciate that so very much, and then I will let her introduce our amazing guest that we've got for you guys today.
Thank you, Terry. I'm so happy to be here. As Terry said, my name is Maria. I'm Maria McLendon, Senior Vice President of Marketing for First South Financial. First South Financial has been a proud supporter of the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce for many, many years, and it is absolutely our pleasure and privilege to underwrite this program. The Heartbeat of Bartlett is a podcast series that was started by the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce with the intention of showcasing small businesses and the small business community and the amazing impacts that those community members can have on this great city that we live in. And we have a great show for you today. We're actually going to be featuring the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce Ambassadors Club. And one of the cool things about that is that Terry actually was a member of the Bartlett Area Chamber Ambassadors Club before joining the staff. And our guests today are Susan Tanner, who will introduce herself in a moment, and Shane Pugsley from Ascend Health, and he'll introduce himself as well. So, Susan, if we'll start with you.
Yes. And again, my name is Susan Tanner. I am the owner, as well as my sister, of Pink Ribbons. We are a mastectomy and lymphedema boutique. And if you don't know anything about that, we're a very small niche medical supply company. So we take care of ladies after they've had breast cancer with their garments, their bras, their prosthesis, but we also have a wig salon. Mm-hmm. We also fit men and women with their compression garments. We are about 12 years in existence. I wish I had known about the chamber in 2011 when we opened. But we have been serving the tri-state area since then.
That's amazing. I want to talk a little bit more about Pink Ribbons, but before we get to that, Shane, if you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. My name's Shane Pugsley. Recently, my wife and I started Ascend Health. We focus on corporate chiropractic where you travel. We're not brick and mortar. We come to you guys.
That's cool.
We see the patients inside their offices so that they don't have to worry about after work or during lunch breaks or really taking that time out of the family time at the end of the day. It's the hardest time to take care of ourselves, and chiropractic is one of the easiest ways that we can do it. Because we're not brick and mortar, we're able to make it much more affordable for the customer as well.
That's amazing. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that that service existed. That's pretty cool. Susan, I want to kind of go back to Pink Ribbons. So I pass Pink Ribbons every day on my way into the office in the morning, and I'd always wondered what is this business? And then in preparation for having you on the show today, I kind of looked it up and did some research, and I was just kind of awed about, one, I couldn't believe that there had been such a gap in the marketplace for so long for these kinds of services. And two, just found it really remarkable and touching, how important and valuable what you do is. So if you could talk just a little bit about Pink Ribbons and how unique it is as a business, I would really appreciate. Because I bet that there's many others that are watching today
that wonder what Pink Ribbons is.
Yeah, I mean, is it pink ribbons for your hair? Is it?
We get that a lot.
I genuinely didn't know. So when I found out, I was surprised and touched by what an amazing business model it was.
Well, for years, a woman could go to a pharmacy to get her supplies, or she could go to an orthotics and prosthetics company. It's very sterile. Mm-hmm. Men are in the room next to them getting corrective shoes, an artificial leg. And it was actually the dream of my sister, who's an orthotist, to have a boutique just for women. Mm-hmm. So we have one main competitor in this area, but that's not all they do. They have a big retail business. So it was our idea for these women to have a place where they were comfortable, where they could shop for little trinkets and have a good time, have a cup of coffee, just be relaxed. So our first boutique, we painted all pink. And this one is almost all pink. We have one little hall for the men to go down if they have to be fitted for their compression. But it gives them a unique opportunity, and they can relax. They can talk about what's going on in their lives. And that's why we brought wigs in. That's why we brought compression in. And over the years, most of our O&P companies quit handling compression, and we were forced to bring the manly side into it because those patients needed their garments. So we do see both.
It's so important.
But we have a lot of breast cancer awareness things that they can buy when they're there, and they love it. They come in, they have a good time. We have a coffee machine and soft, cute chairs, and so they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good.
It's probably really valuable to have a place where people can go that feels comfortable and welcoming and
Well, a lot
warm.
of times they're in a time in their life where they are searching for answers. And so we have a chance to let them just talk.
I love that.
Starting a new business was difficult because we were both medical people. And I didn't have any idea what to do. No idea.
Shane's like,
Wish I had met
Boy.
the chamber in 2011, but just didn't know about it. But when it came into light for me, it's been a game changer.
That's awesome. And Shane, you did just meet the chamber.
I did. I just met the chamber. I knew that whenever this dream had been ongoing for years, and so whenever you're planning your business, like there's a few things that you plan on to do first, and I knew the importance of the chamber through family members that are in other areas of the country that are members of the chamber, and just saw how well they did,
Yeah.
And so I knew it was the first check I wrote, so I was ready.
Yes.
So
For our audience, Susan and Shane are both ambassadors of the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to let Terry talk about what that means.
Yeah, so an ambassador is an amazing opportunity, to be quite honest, and a lot of people don't realize that and don't take advantage of that. It's an opportunity not only to serve, but there is value that comes back to you. You're seen, you're up front, people get to know you. You are an arm and an extension of the chamber. You are representing them. And so the ability to come and do different events, help us set up, help us get ready for events, plan events, and work those events. So our ambassadors go to ribbon cuttings. There's a lot that they do. Of course, they're not expected to do everything because we are extremely busy. It's amazing how much the chamber has going on. But that opportunity to be there and show up and to invest in others. So it is a great opportunity, and I'm excited to hear a little bit more about not only what Susan has loved, and with you being a part of the chamber in the past, you also had a lot to do with ambassadors.
I think the Ambassadors Club is spectacular, and I think one of the pieces that you left out of your description is the fact that it's a social club as well. Like,
That is
I
so
met
true.
all of my best friends through the Ambassadors Club. So anyway, we
do have a good time with that as well.
Yeah. So I'll turn it over to Susan, who is the president of the Ambassadors Club. If you can just talk a little bit about, first of all, how were you recruited, and then what has your experience been?
Well, I joined the chamber about 2019. We were getting ready to have a business expo, and I paid for my expo, and I said, Kathy, what is it to join the chamber? So I joined the chamber at the expo, and then COVID hit. But I realized immediately that wasn't going to be enough. So pretty much right in the middle of COVID, I stepped on the Ambassadors Club and started being as active as I could then, because I knew that not only for personal involvement, it would involve my business. So the more I was involved, the more pink ribbons would be mentioned and be seen. I knew that we don't do a lot of outward advertising, so word of mouth was important for me. So for me to be out in the community, be a part of all the activities, would put my business out there too. We small businesses need all the help we can get.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
The exposure that you get is so valuable. Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things, even Shane, as I talked to you the other night, I was telling you, we would love to have you.
Yes.
I could tell your energy when I was talking to you, and your passion for helping and serving others.
Right.
And so what made you kind of, as I was talking through being an ambassador, what made you want to say, yes, I want to do that?
Honestly, it wasn't a hard decision, because it was one of those ones that you can be a member of the chamber and you can do all the things that you want to do and put in for the chamber.
Right.
But the moment that whenever you go all in, then your wildest dreams come true. and that's what I want for our business. I want to help as many people as I can. And I know that only happens by getting in front of people and talking to them.
So one of the things that I always tell anybody who is interested in joining the chamber is that the value you get out of your membership is the investment that you put in.
Exactly.
And it's not, I don't mean a dollar investment. While that's important too, so the dollars actually fund the work that the chamber does, the economic development work that the chamber does. And if you want to hear more about that, you can watch our previous podcast, which featured Edge. But the value that is generated from participation in the chamber is, showing up for things and interacting with the other business owners and building those relationships, because it's those relationships that actually put you in front of other people. And to me, it's so much more powerful than an ad could ever be.
I agree.
It is.
It's those relationships.
Right.
And that's one of the things I love about the chamber in general, is that warm relationship, that warm, when you and I meet, we already have something in common.
Yeah.
We're part of the chamber. And then as an ambassador, we started a program, and I'll let Susan talk about it in a minute, but we started a mentoring program.
Oh, cool.
Where when new members come into the chamber, we assign a ambassador to them, and then they get to kind of help welcome them through and walk them through some of the stuff. And I think, again, you're just building those warm relationships. When you're in an event, those people can introduce you to people. And I was telling one of the ambassadors the other day, even if you don't know somebody at the event, as an ambassador, you're going to introduce a new member. Go up to the person and let them know, hey, I don't personally know you, but welcome here. And I wanted to introduce a brand new member to you. And you'll be amazed at the conversations that can start, the partnerships that can be formed immediately. It's really exciting and amazing, I think.
I'm very interested to hear more about the mentor program. That's.
Well, and I just think about how much it's made me step out of my box.
Yes, me too.
I'd rather go into an event and sit down at the table and just be myself. But as a representative of the chamber, as that extended arm, it allows me to reposition my whole thought process. That this is what it means to me is bringing my community together. It's not, it's for our small businesses. We can't stand out there by ourselves. We're not only friends with each other in chamber events, we go to each other's business, we support each other's businesses, we help their business grow. One of the things I said to Shane, it also helped us learn to know, we get to know the administration, the staff, the aldermen, because they're a part of those events too. So they see us and they recognize us and they connect us with our business, but we recognize them too. So it really pulls that community together. And I think that's the whole purpose of the chamber, is to pull that community together.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's the members that have to do that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah.
But as far as mentoring, well, for example, Shane is planning you. So I might just take him under my wing.
And it would be absolutely welcome.
So he doesn't know what the events are. So I'm going to call him or send him an email and invite him to all the events. And since he's coming on board with the ambassadors, I'll just kind of hold his hand there too. I'll just take him on as a son because I know he's young. But, and then like Terry said, just introduce them, help them be a part, because you're going to have some people who don't need that.
Right.
They're outgoing
Absolutely.
enough, and maybe him too. He might leave me behind. But to just get in with those folks, introduce who they are. He's not going to know a lot of those folks, and so he may not know who the administration is. Take him up, introduce him to the mayor or the alderman, and what do you need? What do you need out of the chamber? What can we do to help you along? What the resources are, because most of us don't know that when we first join.
Yep.
So usually about 6 months of that, and they're ready to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great program, and I'm super, super excited.
I'm excited.
It's also, I think, nice for not only the new person coming in, but for the ambassador as well, because I think it does, like you said, it gives you that ability to be seen more. It is a win-win-win. The chamber wins because their community is coming together. The ambassador wins because they're getting that, they're able to be in front of people, and then the new person wins because it is, no matter how outgoing you are, Maria is very outgoing, and I'm sure you're not afraid to walk into any event, but somebody like me, I'm like Susan, I'd rather just kind of sit and watch. But to have somebody introduce you, even if you are brand new and super vivacious, it's going to be awkward walking into someplace for the first time and not knowing anyone.
I think the mentoring program is really valuable because one of the things that we teach all of the staff members that we have that attend the various chamber events is that networking is a skill.
It is. It is.
And kind of going back to the comment about you get what you put in, and if you go into a luncheon and you sit down and you eat your lunch and listen to the speaker, well, you might
leave.
You might get some really valuable information from the speaker, and you probably are going to have a very good meal. But did it really, like when you leave later that day, did it do anything to advance your business?
Right.
And if you're not proactively networking, if you're not introducing yourself to the others that are in the room, and actually, like, again, eyes wide open, ears wide open, listening to what they're saying and what their needs for their business are, and carefully sharing what your needs for your business are, that's how you can help each other. That's how you actually foster a true connection.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Susan, what's been one of your fondest memories so far of being an ambassador?
I think just being a part of my favorite event is the Christmas market. And it allows me to, and I've even been a part of the farmers market, and I wouldn't have never done that, even though it's not connected with the ambassadors, but I would have never done it had not been for the ambassadors. I just love it. I love the ribbon cuttings, meeting the new businesses. I guess there's not a fondest memory, but it's just being a part of it. I like being out there and just knowing what's new.
Yeah.
I love it.
I will say that one of my favorite parts of what the Ambassadors Club does is the ribbon cuttings. And I think that is probably one of the most underrated and like underrepresented piece of what all chambers do are ribbon cuttings at new businesses. And the reason I love them is exactly what you said, Susan, because you are literally coming into a different business location when that business is either new to the community or new to the chamber, and you get to meet the business owners, but then you also get to meet all of the ambassadors that are there, and they show up again and again. And so if there's a ribbon cutting once a week, you're interacting with the same group of people every week, and you get to really build that connection and that bond. I think if you're not going to the ribbon cuttings, then you're missing a very important part of what the chamber brings to the table.
And everyone is, any chamber member is welcome to come to those ribbon cuttings and encourage and support those new businesses. So we welcome and love that. Of course, we want our ambassadors to show up, and they do. Another bonus is they get to put their business card in a notebook that we get to that business, and so they have people that we can so a lot
some of
the
these
Shane
things I'm
doesn't
still
know.
some of this stuff I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome.
He didn't even know all the perks, and he said yes.
Cool.
So
I'm sure Shane's got his ribbon cutting scheduled, or if not,
and we are it's trying to get on the books right now, actually.
We're trying to get that scheduled. I have something for you I want to ask. So you had talked about the chamber impacting like friends that you made. So tell us a little bit about that and how that was beneficial.
So in my role, when I worked for the chamber, I had a similar but different capacity than you, but I interacted on a regular basis with all of the ambassadors. And from my perspective, I mean, It was a unique perspective, and I'm sure that you experience this all the time, but when you sit in the chamber office, one, it feels like your friends are coming in all the time,
Right.
which is so much fun. Like, oh, who's here today? Oh, it's another one of my friends, which is, I mean, you know, that's an amazing feeling. But we had really developed a very strong and tight-knit group within the Ambassadors Club where we were going to all of the different events together, and we would coordinate, like, okay, you guys are going to be there? Yeah, we're going to be there. Are you going to be at the after hours? Yeah, we'll be at the after hours. And so we were talking about this in a previous podcast, you know, but good builds good, right? Yeah. And so when you see a group of people who are very connected to one another, super engaged, having fun, laughing, making plans to come to the next thing, and they want to be there and they're super excited about it, it's really, really attractive, right? Like
contagious.
It makes other people want to be a part of it. And so that was one of the things that I experienced when I was with the chamber a while back. Yeah,
I love that. I heard you talk about that not too long ago, and I was like,
we've started it up again, you know. So like I sent all of my friends a text message like, hey, the after hours is on Thursday. Who's going to be there?
Yeah, and this one I will tell you guys. It will be. When this comes out, it will be past, but we are having, you need to check out our business after hours. They are so much fun.
Make sure you stay on top of the calendar, and whenever you see them, make sure you register for all of those different events.
Absolutely. You can go to bartlettchamber.org, go to the events, and you'll see all the upcoming events, times, everything. But First South sponsors several of our business after hours, and this one coming up is a Mardi Gras theme where we're going to be giving out some masks and beads. It's just going to be so much fun. So, and we're going to be theming them all this year.
Oh, fantastic!
So all of our business after hours will have a theme. We'll have to talk about the one in October. Y'all may or may not want to theme it, but I think it would be fun.
Go ahead and save the date because First South Financial will be hosting a business after hours in October. That's a ways off, but it's going to be extra special, so we want to make sure everyone attends.
Put it on the calendar. And real quickly, do you want to mention about how many ambassadors? Because it is a close group. We can't take hundreds of them. We would love to. But right now we are capped at a certain number.
Right. We would like to cap at 30, but we're about
20
8 to 10
short.
So we have 20. We are short on men, so we are so glad to see him. I know.
I'm happy to be here. Guy, but,
we are welcoming anybody that wants to be dig their feet in and just be a bigger part of the chamber. You will love being an ambassador. It's just a lot of fun.
So a couple of questions. Is there a specific time frame? Like, do you commit to being an ambassador for, like, is it January through December, or is there a time frame that you commit?
The calendar year. We all will reapply next January. Okay. We'll have a training. Next January, we all retrain again. Okay. And
if people wanted to sign up mid-year, they can do so.
They do have to go through the training, but there's no cost to be an ambassador. You do have to go through a small interview process, and it's not huge. It's not anything that's scary, but we like to make sure that you understand the time investment is a time investment. It's not an overwhelming time investment.
So why don't we talk a little bit about that as well, so that people have a really clear expectation of what that time investment is?
Well, for one thing, we have business owners, but we also have employees. So we understand those employees that they may not be able to take and be as flexible as some of us. Being a business owner, I can take lunch or whatever and make my own decisions. But what we want you to do is to come to every event that you can. If you can't come during the day, there's a lot of after hours events that you can be a part of. Mentoring is one thing that does not have to be during the day. Calling and checking on those new members and keeping up with them. Time commitment is whatever you want to do, but we do want you to be active. We try to schedule things at lunchtime so that we're not taking away from the work schedule. We do a lot of 11:30 meetings and ribbon cuttings for that very reason, so that we're not taking time out of your work day so that your employer will still allow you to do that.
Right.
Perfect.
Well, is there anything else you think that we need to add? I know we're about time, so we'll be wrapping up. Is there anything either of you have to say about being an ambassador or
Shane, as a brand new member of the chamber and ambassador, are there any questions that you want to ask this veteran
Right,
group?
If I could give you one question, it would be a lot, because I have so many of them right now. So I can't wait for you to give me a call. But no, I'm just honored. I was just honored to even be considered, and
We are so glad to have you.
well, hopefully it's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Good. I'm sure you'll have a blast.
Oh, that's without a doubt.
All right. Well, I want to thank you both for being here so much. We appreciate you guys coming
Thanks for
and
having
talking
us.
about
Thank
the
you.
ambassador program.
Yeah.
And Maria, as always, thank
Thank
you
you.
for co-hosting with me and making this a fun event. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell.
Yeah, ring-a-ding-ding.
That's right. And we are anywhere that you find your podcast, Apple, YouTube, Spotify, whatever, you'll find us there.
Thanks, everybody. See you next
Thank
time.
you.
Bye.
Oh, we forgot
we
we forgot to thank V2 Media. This podcast would not be possible without our fine friends at V2 Media.
Thank you, V2 Media. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
South Financial. Have a great one.
Bye, everyone.